Good day, folks. Welcome to Charcha with Bob on this Monday. Good afternoon, folks. What do we have here? Another pillar of democracy bites the dust. EC recognizes Shinde faction as real Sena, allots name and symbol. Udhav slams poll panel, says will move apex court. Shinde hails order. This is Shinde is a man without a popular support altogether. A man with no purpose. Man just there because he's chief minister and he's been actually put in this spot by the BJP. Well, they were named Udhav Thackeray, but this is what Girish Kuber writes. An ally, a burden. Election Commission's endorsement of Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena may hurt the BJP more than it helps. Hear what he says, right? The Shinde faction, barring the man himself, consists of rookies and many fly-by-night politicians. They were well suited for Shiv Sena's lumpen politics, but are absolute misfits in the BJP's cadre-based organization with long-term vision. Barring Shinde, most of his people cannot see beyond 5 years. It's not that the BJP wasn't aware of these constraints when it decided to partner with Shinde in getting rid of Udhav Thackeray-led three-party government. It went ahead because its sole aim was to dethrone Thackeray and actually take control of Bombay, the spigot for money, right? It went ahead, then it says Thackeray crowning Shinde as CM was never part of its original script. At best, it might have been a footnote. Okay, what's next, right? BBC. Foreign hands here. BBC, folks. ID officials visit BBC offices in Delhi, Mumbai for survey. Believe it, call it survey. It was an IT raid. Crackdown on freedom of press, says opposition. Fully cooperating with tax officials, says BBC. Week after, the question is its timing, right? Week after its documentary taken off, BBC gets IT knocked. Opposition says intimidation. BJP calls BBC corrupt. Malai says so. BBC, this Gaurav Bhatia, a turncoat from Samajwadi Party, shows your spine. Calls it bakwas, some corporation. Has he lost the plot? He and Smriti Irani both, right? BBC's profit not in line with scale of operations, says IT department. I need my head examined, guys. Or the IT department needs the head examined. Or people who are seeing this need their head examined. It's a non-profit organization funded by not even the government of Britain, by the people of Britain. Folks, the people of Britain should stand up. Over 94% value erosion, 165 IBC liquidation cases, and that's the reality, folks. And here, look at Kingfisher, look at Malia. He had promised to pay 100% of the principal. He was nailed because they would not give away would not mafo his interest. And look at what they've done here. 94% value. Okay. BJP Congress attacks Soros over democracy remark. Now Soros comes out, right? Just remember about Soros before you start nailing him about being anti-India. Firstly, he's Jewish. India has great relationships with Israel, so hardly could be anti-India. But also remember, Soros took down bought the pound to its knees 10 years ago. So it's not about India. He nails anything weak, right? And now Adani in trouble again. ESG investors and Adani companies fear funding. Now what is ESG? It is environmentally societal groups, right? And now they're finding that part of the shares were actually given to Carmichael Mine the Carmichael Mine as collateral to loan. So they're technically funding fossil fuel, right? So that's what you have it. Adani Group's revised cash figure draws investor scrutiny. Almost everything he does is going to attract scrutiny. And this is what Ashutosh Vashni writes. India's Gilded Age. He writes, the greatest difference between Korea's Chaebols and Adani Group is that the former were heavily international trade oriented, government patronage notwithstanding. Samsung, Hyundai, LG have all been in tradable sectors. They have produced cell phones, computers, electronics, semiconductors and autos and competed with the world's producers. International competitiveness thus has provided a disciplinary check on their businesses, generating huge efficiencies. The problem with that against Adani is all domestic assets, which is infrastructure, and that too made by the government and then sold, people forced to sell airports, right? But take care of the warning signals, guys. Warning signals. Trade data underlines slowing economic momentum across domestic and global economy. Policies must seek to boost exports. Trade data released last week shows that India's exports and imports have contracted for the second straight month in January. This persisting weakness in the country's trade data points towards slowing economy momentum across both domestic and global economies. I'm not sure why this EAM is going on. We're going to become the fifth largest economy. I have no idea. Not rewriting history, just filling in gaps is Pradhan. I'm not sure which gaps Pradhan is filling in, right? Cracks, however, cracks in the empire, folks, as written by Suhas Palishkar. He says the third and more devastating development that is unfolding and more directly connects to PM Modi relates to the Hindenburg report on an Indian corporate house. Despite eloquent silence, Modi will be unable to shirk this away. The government cannot disown that corporate, nor can it defend it. While government may adopt subterfuge, abuse the judicial process to deflect the issue, and might as well rescue itself from the time being, by not responding to criticism and questions, by hiding behind the presiding officers and their decisions to expunge core questions on the Adani affair. The PM has, for the first time, allowed to be seen as vulnerable. Three cheers and Jai Hind.